Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the WCS Europe Premier League Day 2. We're here with Group B. And well, Colaris, you have something for me.
I do. I need to tell you all about exactly what's going on over at facebook.com/Roccat, as we have our new sponsors. Very, very happy to welcome them aboard this crazy WCS train.
Welcome.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
So we can actually show you exactly what we have in store for you on our screens here. So I'm just going to demonstrate exactly what you need to do in order to be able to win some goodies.
All the way from Google.
All the way from Google. We're not sponsored by them, guys, but for now, we'll go to facebook.com/Roccat, if I can spell it properly. And then all you have to do when you are here is click that like button right there, and then scroll down and leave a comment on this announcement thread, this announcement post even. When you do that, you have the opportunity to win over $200 worth of prizes in the form of a mouse mat, a mouse, and a keyboard from Roccat. And once again, a big thank you to them for sponsoring this awesome tournament.
Yeah, thank you very much, Roccat, and welcome to the family of the WCS Europe. And we're happy to have you here. I'm sure you guys hopefully should be as well, because they're supporting the most awesome tournament there is, the WCS Europe Premier League. But now it's time to continue on. It's time to move on to the winners match. And I'm personally rather excited for this one.
Yep, so am I. Whirlwind will be our first map here between duckdeok and Empire Happy. duckdeok, our current defending Season 2 champion. I actually would be kind of sad if he went out during this tournament, during this phase of the tournament. And meanwhile, we have Happy, a player that, by all means, should probably be in the round of 16 and upwards as well. Whew.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
I like to laugh when I cast.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, man.
They're starting the game, so maybe I'll stop laughing and start talking about some StarCraft. But some things tickle me, and sometimes I laugh at the most inappropriate times. I'm sorry. It happens a lot, mostly when I cast with the likes of Sean at Day 9 Plot.
Oh, jeez.
But it may have just happened just now. But I'm back, and I'm good to go.
Okay, good stuff. Well, what do you think is going to be happening here, Sean? Whirlwind, first map?
I think Happy's a favorite to win this.
Yeah, I would go with that.
2-0-2-1, I'd say.
I would even go with 2-0 as well. But now we can see, as we do jump into our first map, as we have spawning down to that bottom left-hand corner here, our blue Terran representing Empire and Russia. He is Happy. And down to the bottom right, we have our red Protoss representing MVP and Korea. He is duckdeok.
duckdeok, the European champion from Season 2. A fantastic, really fantastic performance from him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's currently ranked quite well for himself in the WCS. He's in the top 16 at the moment. If BlizzCon was happening tomorrow, duckdeok's on the first plane to BlizzCon, which is in Los Angeles. Or should I say, is it Los Angeles or is it
Anaheim?
I mean, it's Anaheim, but is Anaheim Los Angeles?
I do not know.
Isn't it in the Los Angeles district?
I already lost.
I know it's in California, but I don't know if is it called Los Angeles. Maybe not. I guess Los Angeles is like the city area.
I don't want to say anything more about American geography after last season's kind of botch up that I had, so I'll leave it.
What was the botch up you had?
I can't quite remember.
I think
what
you said something like Florida was.
I don't know. It was really bad though.
Yeah. It can't be as bad as mine when I asked Nathanius where he was from.
Oh, the Pennsylvania.
And he said Pennsylvania. I said, is that where Dracula's from?
That was so good. Oh, I remember listening to that. I laughed so hard, man.
So did I too. Actually, Nathanius is very smart. He's quite good with his geography and history. He owed me really hard. But anyway, I'm better than him at StarCraft, and that's all that matters in my world. All right, so kind of focusing on this game a little bit here by duckdeok. I'm not too sure what we're going to see. Not too sure at all.
Well, for now, I guess we see a little bit more of a prolonged game. This pylon up the top here could have an opportunity of proxying something, or it could just be for scouting out drops later on. A bit of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, the thing is with the pylons is I actually like my pylons everywhere. For example, if Happy had spawned top right, that's a great pylon to have because that's going to spot the Medivac, which may have mines in it, for example. But I think one good advantage that Happy goes into this series in the likes of duckdeok, or should I say the disadvantage duckdeok has, whichever way you want to look at it, is that duckdeok really doesn't know the way that Happy plays, and Happy's biggest weakness is his predictability and knowing how he plays and how he thinks. Duckdeok hasn't met with him before.
Yes.
So he doesn't really get it, you know. So he's going to play just like he does against a normal Terran, and I think that's where Happy's going to shine the most.
Yeah, certainly so. Although that being said, I won't be surprised if we see some very, very aggressive Immortal plays from duckdeok. Maybe not on this map. It's really hard to make work on this map. And it's something that in Season 2, Grubby tried to tease out of his Terran opponents against MVP in the round of 16 on this map. Try and fake it out a little bit, but I don't think duckdeok would be doing something like that.
Well, duckdeok hasn't even gotten Warp Gate research yet. He decided to get the Stalker first. The Stalker in this position is able to go across the other side of the map and even put just a bit of control onto the flow of the game, because he's going to see if any units move out, for example. You can kind of predict that this is going to be a gateway, a gateway expand, a barracks expand here. Because the Marines are so far down, if it wasn't, they wouldn't be there. You can kind of guess it's like that. And already a Forge coming in. With the Forge coming in, though, this isn't the regular, I'm going to build a cannon in my mineral line, and I'd be very surprised if it was here, because I think he should be able to read into this as a barracks expand. But I think we're going to see a very early attack upgrade. Yeah. Very early.
And then,
I don't know where he takes it from there. Maybe an all-in.
Maybe. The Robo Facility's already coming down, so I guess an observer over there from the very beginning, and then once that's done, we'll see what he wants to commit to, but he has a lot of options. Again, technically, he could go for an Immortal push if he would like to, and the upgrades, weapon upgrades, would benefit that heavily, as duckdeok now does send out those Stalkers into the middle of the map to try and find some information, but he's on the way to try and force out a Photon Overcharge.
Yeah, and he'll probably get it, because the Marines have just gone past the Stalkers here, unfortunately. So he's not going to know that until it's last minute, and the Photon Overcharge has to come down. He's got nothing there.
Yeah.
And as a Protoss player, you don't have any more than a single gateway for a long time in this game, so he'll have to use it.
And, well, these Marines are going to move up there. Interestingly enough, it was the defense upgrade, the armor upgrade there, getting a probe as well in the process, and does get forced back. So... yeah. All is good.
One probe, bit of damage onto a Stalker, force back. With the Forge, though, because he's got it so early, he doesn't need to be an all-in from this position, but he very easily could go in that position. But it also is that he doesn't need to focus any Chrono Boost on the Forge ever until the Twilight Council is down and he's into the next tech of upgrades. So it is nice to get it down early, too. It focuses your Chrono Boost on the Nexus and also the Robotics Bay, for example, in this game.
Ooh, these Stalkers have to be very careful here.
Nice surround.
duckdeok, he's going to lose... Oh,
Everyone.
Happy. Yeah, he gets every single Stalker.
Nice.
A very nice pickup there. Didn't really lose that many Marines either. The resources lost is very, very telltale of that.
And he's freaking out. He's getting 2 cannons because he doesn't have a Photon Overcharge. These probes could, the Marines could kill so many probes here.
Yeah, they could. That's a lot of firepower here that Empire Happy has. That Stalker has to run away. He has to pull probes to try and defend this. Oh my god. And he even has to, well, he forces a cancellation.
Well, you're not meant to lose those 2 Stalkers, which is why this is happening.
Yeah, and he actually kills off the second cannon here. There's the Time Warp, but look how many probes he's already lost. 15! Oh, this is a disaster.
This is terrible. And a Marauder's in there too. This is not good at all here for duckdeok. He's lost a lot of his income. He's very, very slowed down. And the problem with being slowed down at this position... Oh, nice control by both players here.
Yep.
duckdeok does win out. But the problem in this position is how can he afford a Colossus?
Yeah,
If he does afford a Colossus, he can't get Thermal Lance, and he can't continue to Chrono Boost into his probes as often as he wants to. A third net, you absolutely got to be kidding me. You kidding me? You're kidding me.
Oh, and he loses his Observer as well, so any ability to keep an eye on what's going on at the front is going to be largely ineffective, unless, of course, he can keep these Stalkers alive, but... Oh, he's faking it. I was saying, like, fake an Immortal push, but I mean, even that, though, was the weirdest of fakes. It's like 3 units marching across the map. I guess the probe's still there as well.
Yeah, I mean, Happy's going to be safe and careful because he's dealt a lot of damage. He's killed 14 probes. He knows his opponent's in a very difficult position and could likely just go for an all-in. But the position now that duckdeok's in, with the 3rd Nexus coming down, very similar to Sase, if it's able to establish itself for a good couple of minutes after it's built and is able to mine from, he'll be able to catch up in the war of economy. He's okay in probes, 45 to 41. Is okay here, very good actually.
Yeah.
But the longer this goes on, the better he becomes. But again, he's in a situation where he's got one gateway, and only just now the second and third coming in. That's not a lot of units at all. So how is he meant to deal with these drops, especially if they come on the ground? They drop in different locations. It's going to be hard for him to deal with these.
Yeah, it really is. Happy now, just, I mean, again, this is just the machine-like style of Happy. He knows when to go for these drops, and even that small army, that Colossus does not have thermal lance, so he has to be careful about where he positions it. He does get forced away for now, but these drops are going to continue, and spreading us across a third base as well. Ugh.
Well, the thing is that's going very well for duckdeok is Happy doesn't know that there's a third Nexus down. So far it's okay. 3 additional gateways are coming in to start to power him up, but Happy, is he going to go all the way around the Nexus? The factory's eventually going to spot it, but...
He sees it.
Yeah, he sees it. This is...
Yep. And there's a few more gateways going down behind this, but bye-bye third Nexus, I think, if he's not careful. He could actually just stim up and try and chase down that Colossus, but he's not going to risk any of his units just yet.
I would have dropped into the main base there, actually, because the units are so far out. There's so few of them. There's only 2 Zealots and a Stalker inside there. But now, look at this. Double, what was it? Double droopy drops.
Double droopy drops?
Old school.
Hashtag
old school.
Is that very old school?
Very old school.
Oh, droopy drop.
Yeah, but there's double of them now.
Yeah.
We have the drops inside the main base here and on the natural.
Yeah, doing quite a bit of damage indeed here. He's going to get a lot of probes if he actually controls this correctly. Kills off the Stalker as well as the Zealots in the main. There's no cannon in the mineral line or anything like that, so it's going to take a lot of damage.
But the thing is, he's spread so thin. He's got units in his main, his natural, and his third. At one time, if Happy decides to just grab everything together and makes one big attack, then if duckdeok still spread so thin...
And he loses the Mothership Core as well here. Happy, duckdeok, all he whopped in was Zealots. So now he's just ring around the rosy with these in the main. And he's going to get this Twilight Council.
Yeah, it's a nice pick-off there. That's a nice pick-off. The Temple Archives is down already, but no further upgrades here.
What a great movement there by Happy. Very, very impressively played out. And now he's just going to continue kiting and be as efficient as possible.
Yeah, duckdeok's really struggling to hold on in this game. He's still in the game and still doing okay, but he is finding it hard to hold on, and now everything's together and the units are spread out so thin that this was always going to be the case. This is very difficult to deal with.
Very impressive play by Happy, just
And the thing is, even if he comes back to defend, he can go drop in the thirds.
Exactly, look at this army, it's just bouncing back and forth. There you go, GG, Happy. Really bringing the thunder there to duckdeok.
Wow. Just all over the place. And that's what happens when you lose 14 probes. You're just so far behind, you're never where you need to be.
I mean, admittedly, after he lost those, it was 33 SCVs to 31 probes because there was a lot of Chrono Boost on that, on those Nexi at the beginning. But still, there's mules, there's the fact that the Terran behind that is still flourishing with their macro. He only had the one gateway trying to tech up very heavily whilst that's going on.
You need a lot of probes to tech up off one gateway.
Yeah.
You can't be having all those lost.
All right, well, second map will be Akilon here, and then if we need it, third will be Belshir Vestige. So very, very common maps here thus far. As you rightly pointed out at the very beginning, the newer maps have only just kind of entered the rotation, even on ladder a few weeks ago. So,
do you know the last map of this series?
Belshir. So Akilon, then Belshir. Yeah.
Okay, so no new maps in these first few games.
All right.
Very fast day.
Very fast day thus far. It's only 7:30.
Yeah, and we're already 3 games in. This is the 3rd game of the day.
We've and I mean, not only after today do we have another day of WCS, but both of us have some marathon casting up and coming, I believe.
That's right, guys. There's going to be an Intel Extreme Masters qualifier this coming weekend for the Korean scene, and that will be happening Saturday and Sunday and Monday.
Yep.
And then, of course, WCS next week. And then Bucharest is around the corner.
Hey,
Bucharest is going to be good.
I'm going to be sat in the Minecraft Barcraft to watch you and
Can you
unknown
drink
people.
there?
Hey?
Can you drink there?
I think they dispense little water drinks. I'll have to get proper drinks in-house.
You're going to smuggle some proper drinks into the Minecraft Barcraft.
I'm hashtag behave on Kyle Aris.
Cheeky.
Maybe they'll let me in if I'm like a VIP or something with it. We'll see. Anyway, game number 2. Now, countdown about to finish, and we can go into Akilon Wastes. duckdeok, I think he probably plays a macro focus, but Happy, that would be so difficult.
Same game. One Barracks Command Center, same game, same.
Absolutely.
He's basically had the same strategy. Oh, no, I wouldn't say strategy. I'll use the word build. He's had the same build at the start of every single game he's played today. Just changes a little bit to what his opponent's doing, because so far both opponents are trying to mess around with him.
Yeah.
And he's not having none of it.
He certainly isn't. Happy's well aware of anything that can occur. As again, it's not just... We said at the very beginning a strong player, but we use the term solid player for Happy because he just doesn't get broken by anything in that early to mid stages. If you do catch him off guard, you know, maybe the one time in 100 he gets caught off guard by, I don't know, like the likes of Ananiwa or someone who can play those very strong mind games, but anybody else is not going to have an opportunity to do that against Happy.
That's right, and he could, with this win, get 3 round of 16s in a row in WCS, all 3 seasons, at least round of 16.
There's very few players that can say they've done that. But now let's jump into game number 2, as we do have Akilon Waste, our map. Up to the top left-hand corner, our blue Terran. 1 map away from advancing on, he is Empire Happy. And down to the bottom right, we have our red Protoss, the Season 2 reigning champion of WCS Europe. He is MVP duckdeok.
Okay, what's the champion going to do? Because if he was to go through at least second, you know, first or second, I think he's going to go a little bit crazy when it comes to the round of 16 in a couple of weeks' time, because that's where he really shines.
Oh, yeah.
And it's for a player that's playing outside of the region at the moment. For example, he's playing from Korea in the Europe region. It is difficult to make it past the round of 32. The only player that did it with absolutely flying colors was MVP last season. And oh boy, did he do it with flying colors. Absolutely fantastic performance from him. duckdeok scraped through by the skin of his teeth last time.
Yeah. It's actually interesting, because if duckdeok does get into the round of 16 again, which I'm expecting him to be honest with you.
He's got high chances now, yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how he's going to do from the round of 16 onwards if he doesn't have to face... Because in Season 2, he had a lot of Protoss. His road was paved with Protoss. But if he has to go up against a lot of Zergs and Terrans, I'm curious to see how he's going to fare against them.
Yeah. I mean, we really haven't seen the big diversity of duckdeok yet. We've seen him in a lot of PvPs, a lot of Protoss versus Protoss games. We know that inside out by now. But not that much of his Zerg and Terran. He got swiped out by Tasia in the Season 2 finals.
2-0.
Yeah, 2-0, and really convincing wins, too. Really one-sided.
That is Tasia. He's pretty strong. But you're right. I mean, it all counts here. And Happy at this point, of course, duckdeok is not in his comfort zone. He's playing with lag. But still, Happy, he's more than content to just fully exploit his opponent if he sees weakness. And even in an offline position, could duckdeok bring a better performance? Happy's always going to bring a lot of multiple aggression. So it would be interesting to see how he would fare in the round of 16.
Double gases here from duckdeok. Not all being saturated properly. It takes 3 probes for each assimilator. There's 2 on the left one and 1 in the right one here. So he could, as soon as he throws down the Nexus, get into all the extractors. I mean, all the assimilators, sorry, with all 3 probes, and could tech up rather fast.
Yep. And this engineering bay block does occur here, as Happy is keeping that SCV just barely alive. Very, very well done by him. But duckdeok, for all his comeuppances, he does not cancel the Zealot. So a good position to be in against an engineering bay block.
This slows him down about 15 seconds.
Yeah, not too much. And that will go down with the 400 minerals that he had.
Yeah. He's got like 120 extra there.
Yeah.
Which he threw into a Stalker immediately anyway, so it wasn't too bad. Of course, it would have been preferred to get the Nexus, you know, a little bit earlier, but it's not too big of a deal. Plus, the investment from Happy brings down the edge that he got from this as well.
And now the double barracks gets added on here for Happy behind this with those double reactors. So playing out the most standard play of Happy that has ever occurred, because it occurs all the time. And just loading up the bunkers, so making sure he's well defended as well. duckdeok is not going to have too much opportunity to really pressure just yet. Yeah,
duckdeok seems like he's just going to throw down with his next 100 gas the robotics facility. He's got a sentry behind this too to start building up energy. It's quite safe. But he should look to throw down the robotics facility now, I guess, if he was to play out normal. But as I say that, he throws down additional gateways. And now if he's able to build another sentry behind this, he starts to build up and kind of save his energy for force fields that could wrap around bunkers.
Yeah. there is the opportunity to do that here. And
He's definitely going for an attack. There's no way that you go 3 gateways like this and then the robo down. There's absolutely no reason at all. As described in the previous game, you got the mothership core. Photon overcharge protection. You don't need gateway protection. This is an attack.
And the gateway is also pretty hidden in terms of their positioning. So the scan goes down, does not see the gateways. Prime example.
It sees Chronoboost into the Nexus as well. The finishing off of a Chronoboost in the Nexus. So this looks absolutely normal.
Yeah.
This looks so normal.
And now, extra 2 gateways as well at the front. So they're so well positioned. And a 5th.
Oh, the Marines on the other side of the map just skip past the probe. It's about to build the pylon. If he'd killed the probe, there wouldn't even be a pylon out there.
Oh, this is not
Happy's
looking
moving
too great.
Happy's moving across so aggressively. There's a photon overcharge.
Yeah, this is, he's just trying to force out that photon overcharge, or at least he thinks he's trying to force that out. But in actual fact,
3 sentries been warped in. He could actually split and kill all these units.
Yeah.
If he kills all these units and then goes on the counter-attack and hits before Stim, as we've seen in the production tab, which isn't ready, duckdeok wins this game.
Wisely sends one Marine just a little further forwards there to sneak up and see exactly what's going on, but has not seen those extra sentries at the back. And even, okay, we're up to 7 gateways, I think? So 7 gateways worth of pressure here. Happy still doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, Happy's like, you got 2 sentries. That's a little bit weird. Because you only usually go on 1. You tech up really fast usually as a Protoss player, but he saw 2. And he's starting to tingle a little bit. And just because he saw 1 extra sentry.
Oh, jeez.
And the way that the units are behaving, Happy's already starting to build this up. He's looking around. He's seen nothing. The mothership core now, this is so smart from Happy. And duckdeok's going to be like, all right, going to go. He's going to have 1 bunker. I've played him really well. And Happy moves down and sees it. He will even have the SUV pull in time. It's just wonderful.
What an amazing play here by Happy, but at the same time, force fields will hit a lot of those bunkers, but he doesn't even kill off the first bunker. Happy with an amazing read here on Akilon Waste.
This guy, this is why people call him solid. This is why people say that Happy is very difficult to play against in a straight-up game, because he can't be beaten sometimes like this. He's read into this beautifully. With a Widowmine at the front, 3 bunkers, SUVs ready to repair. Stim is done, by the way.
Oh, there's just too much firepower. These 3 bunkers are not gonna get broken. duckdeok tries to warp in even more units. Behind this, he doesn't have extra gases. He doesn't have any extra tech. It's do or die here for duckdeok. He has to do severe damage if not kill his opponent.
Yeah, and there's a medevac there now too.
Time warps go down here. How much can he actually seal off? He seals a lot of those units in with the bunkers, but at the same time, the bunkers are just not dying. They're staying alive, and the army supply of duckdeok absolutely plummets.
All right, duckdeok, man, he's not going to break this. This is Fort Knox. These 3 bunkers aren't being broken anytime soon, and the seconds that tick by are more units that are going to come out here for Happy. So very simply, Happy's going to say, all right, you're an idiot. That's what he's probably thinking.
Yeah.
You can't do this to me. Do you know who I am? And he's going to stim and move across with SCVs, Medivacs, +1 attack when that's done, and kill everything. This is a last-ditch attempt from duckdeok to break Happy.
There you go. GG. Empire Happy, with absolute amazing defense and reads, is able to advance on to the round of 16. And I think you said it so rightly. duckdeok just doesn't know too much about Happy's reputation, I would say, because Happy... he's not going to get beat like that.
The thing is, Happy is one of the greedier Terrans in Europe, and he gets to face these Protoss builds all day, every day.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, usually when I play, and he pushes his glasses up, which he doesn't wear, by the way, and says, well, usually when I play against Protoss, they have 1 sentry, and I'll take him up to the robotics bay. At the same time right now, they usually have this, you know, he gets into this kind of methodical mode. And upon seeing 2 sentries, it is a little bit weird. And already put that weird with the fact he's playing against duckdeok, who is known for this, in the round of 32 playing from Kree. He's like, wait a minute. And he could always salvage the bunkers if there was something that didn't, if he misread it. If he was like, oh, he just got 2 sentries, never mind. And then he salvages the bunkers and plays a normal game. It's perfect.
He's an algebra wizard who was able to solve that conundrum very, very quickly, just with given small, minute details of information. So very, very impressive play here by Happy. Now advancing on to the round of 16, defeating Season 2's champion. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, beautiful play there from Happy. And duckdeok now, who lost in the Season 2 finals, that is now taken another loss against Happy, who gets 3 consistent back-to-back-to-back round of 16 performances and finishes, so far at least, in WCS Season 1, 2, and now 3. He doesn't have the most points in the WCS system so far. He got the round of 8 finish in Season 1. He then got round of 16 season 2, which didn't award very many points. And now he's back in the round of 16, so that adds a little bit more.
Yep.
But he hasn't really done anything in the external tournaments outside of the WCS leagues itself. Only in, I think he got maybe a couple points at Home Story Cup or something along the lines, like 25 points, which is hardly anything. So he doesn't have the highest amount of points, but he could, if bringing out the performance he needs, if he was to win, let's say, Premier League this season, he's up there.
Yeah,
he's up there.
It's like the WCS kind of Lucifron hype machine. We can move it over to Happy a little bit, and it won't be too displaced. It really wouldn't. But now, guys, we go to a break, and then when we are back, we shall have an interview with the man himself, Mr. Dimitri Kostin. Happy.